Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a 9mm ballistics gel test, and it's going to be a little bit of a battle of the budget options. Over here on the left we've got the Winchester Defense 9mm 115 grain hollow point. Then on the right we've got the Atlanta Arms Specialty Cartridge Elite Defense 124 grain jacketed hollow point. Now, if I remember right off the top of my head, I think both of these rounds come out to about 30 cents a round, which is definitely on the low side for a 9mm defensive hollow point. Now, today we are going to be testing these out of my Canik Meta MC9. And on top of that, we've got the new O-Sight SE full enclosed red dot. Keep an eye out for a short view coming up pretty soon on that. But let's get over here and get these velocities on these two rounds. Alright y'all, we are over here with the chrono set up. We're going to start off with 5 rounds of that Winchester Defense. $1,087. 1212. I definitely felt the difference in recoil on that one. Alright, we've got an error. I'm going to reset this and we're going to continue. Alright y'all, I got the chrono reset and a new added around to the mag. Now we're going to continue with this 115 grain Winchester Defense. 1143. 1073. And 1119. Alright y'all, that's about average 115 grain 9mm out of this short of a barrel. I'd like to see a little bit more. I'd like to see it on the hotter side, and I'd like to see it a little bit more consistent. That first round was way low compared to the rest, and the recoil was way different. But I'm going to get this chronograph reset, and I'll see you right back here. Alright y'all, I got this chronograph reset. Now we're going to do a 5-round test of the Atlanta Arms Elite Defense 124 grain jacketed hollow point. $11.24, $11.57, $11.71, $10.99, and $12.27. That was very good performance for 124 grain out of this short of a barrel, especially at the price this ammo is. Now I'm going to go down here, we're going to get this gel set up and see how these do. Alright y'all, we got the gel set up down here. Now in front of it, we've got the FBI's heavy clothing barrier, which is 1 layer of denim, 1 layer of fleece, and 2 layer of cotton t-shirt. Then behind that, we have got 10% FBI grade ballistics gel. Now I'm going to go down here to 7 yards, and we're going to try this Winchester 115 grain jacketed hollow point out. Alright y'all, that was a good hit on the gel. I've got everything reset. Now I'm going to go back here to 7 yards and we're going to try out this Atlanta Arms Elite Defense 124 grain jacketed hollow point. Alright guys. So both of these performed very well in my opinion. Now it's a little hard to see through the camera, and I'll try and get you a better view of the Winchester. I might flip us up so we can look at the bottom. But right here closest to us, what you can see right here in front is the 124 grain Elite Defense. Now it came in, took about an inch, and it's just got massive expansion through here. Let me get my big old finger out the way. You got massive expansion through here. Kind of peters out around the 5.5–6 inch mark is where the really big wound trail starts to end. But you can still see a steady line of disruption all the way through here. and we had complete penetration on our first block, and we entered the second block right there and just kind of bounced out. And so if I pull this guy out of here so we can push these up flush, if I actually follow that wound track, that puts us right at 11 1/4 inches. Looks like final penetration. Now that's pretty good. Now this Winchester also did very good. It looks like it came in, and I'd say it's probably got 11 1/2 inches of total penetration. Right here behind the Elite Defense wound track, you can see that Winchester in there. Oop. I was gonna say, here's a better view of that Winchester. You can see it entered, opened up, and just didn't care about that cloth. Went full penetration through that. And it carried its wound track all the way through 7 inches. That's impressive. We've got a very decent wound track all the way up to here, and then we've just got your FMJ style disruption the rest of the way on out. And then as you can see here, it is stuck in the front of our second gel block. Now I'm gonna get both of these cleaned up. We're gonna go get them weighed and measure their expansion. All right, y'all, we got both of the projectiles and the scale ready. First up is that Winchester. Started off as a 115 grain. Here's a nice little look at it. On 117.7. Now I'd say that didn't lose anything, and just call it factory deviation in the gel. Stuck in the pedals. Now here's that 124 gram Atlanta Arms. That one looks really nice. Started off at 124. We're sitting at 124.5, so no loss. All right, let's get the expansion on this 115 grain. All right, we've got 0.523. Get it square. 0.504. We got 0.519. All right, let's get 3 sides on this guy. Wow, got 0.614. 0.612, and we've also got 0.619. Wow, that's pretty consistent too. I'm honestly very impressed by this Elite Defense right here, for as cheap as it is, and a brand I've honestly never heard of before. If y'all can find this at a good price, pick it up. That's some good ammo right there. And then this Winchester, I got this at Academy. I wouldn't hesitate to carry this either. This performed just as good. I would not hesitate to carry either of these. But that's it for our ballistics gel test today. Now our next test will be a 5.56 test, and then I'm going to make some new gel blocks. Now I'm hoping we'll be able to test 2 different rounds through the gel, but 5.56 is very aggressive on a gel block, to put it easy. So keep your eyes out for it. Leave a like and a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Let me know what your thoughts are on this stuff. But until then, I'll see y'all next time.